Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. It's Lisa here with a week ahead reading, this time for our beautiful Libras. Hey Libra, I hope you're having a great day so far. Let's jump in and see what messages Spirit has for you this week. What messages has Libra got this week, please, Spirit? Also, if you could please find it in your heart to please like, subscribe, and share, I would really appreciate it. I've been working really hard, guys, and I feel like everybody's just ignoring me. That's so sad. Oh my God, desperate much. Love. Okay, so we're starting out with the Hangman, the Judgment, the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Seven of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Two of Cups, and finally we've got the Five of Cups. Sometimes the way home to truth is through disillusionment, and I think that's what's happening for you guys this week. If I had to put it in a nutshell, I would say that this is going to be a very spiritual week for you, with the Hangman, Judgment, and the High Priestess coming up. I definitely see some sort of internal awareness coming to light, like a spiritual awakening coming through. And it's all about faith this week, because with the Five of Pentacles here, it's like, are you being left out in the cold? Are you walking past the church rather than noticing that the church is within? It's within you. It's within the world. It's within everything. All you have to do is tune into it and believe in it and trust it. So I think this week is going to be a big calling for faith, a big calling for spirituality, and a big calling for a renewal of your spirituality and belief in the fact that, you know, you might have been going through a twin flame situation. For some of you, I do feel like that is the case. You've been going through this in, out, up, down, yes, no energy in a relationship. And so that's with your divine counterpart. And I feel like you could be feeling a little bit depressed and upset about something that's happened with your divine counterpart recently that may, and if it hasn't yet, it's going to this week. There's some sort of momentary separation that is leading to a spiritual awakening. And sometimes, as I said before, the way home to enlightenment is through disillusionment. And I think that's what's happening this week. The delusions that you have surrounding a certain relationship or a certain idea in relation to love, for example. The quickest way I can talk about this is like, we as humans, as we're growing up in the world, we're taught that there's this fairy tale love story that happens between a man and a woman, or between two women, or between two men, that is a lifelong exploration of love and passion and romance and living happily ever after. But the reality of the world that we live in is not like that. It never works like that. And if it does, then it is genuinely it's not the norm. The norm is that we go through challenges and trials and growth and all of these other things in a relationship, and compatibility is just as important as love. Love is not enough. You need compatibility. You need a choice. It's a choice to be together. It's a choice to face the darkness and grow together. It's a choice to move in the same direction with each other. And I think this week is one of those weeks where you're starting to know the difference between what is love and what is compatibility. What is how can we become more compatible in love? Is there a way to get past this disappointment that we felt with each other in a way that we can move forward in our relationship and grow together? So with the Ten of Swords here, it is a turning point. It is a bottoming out. It is going to the depths of darkness and then finding the light of the dawn within. And because you do have the the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, the Hanged Man, and the Judgment card. The Hanged Man is all about waiting patiently for your inner light to shine. He's hanging upside down on in the traditional tarot, and there's a light around his head because he's finally shifted his perspective. He's turned it around, and he's changed his judgment about things, and he's had faith, and so he's allowed his inner light to shine through. And I think that this week, this turning point that you're going through is the turning of your perception, the turning of your judgment on the world. I think that you're going to feel differently at the end of the week than you do at the start of the week. And I think that there's a lot of positive energy behind all of this energy of turning around, like whatever it is that's a disappointment in relationship this week, there's still positive energy behind it. It's literally just that you're going through a turning point. So I would say the theme for you this week is breakdown equals breakthrough, and that's okay. Not every week can be the best week of your life, but the theme of lovers is coming up. So the theme of soulmate is coming up. The theme of divine counterpart is coming up. The theme of spirituality and your relationship to the universe as a whole is coming up. And I think that that's what's focused this week. It's all about, how am I integrating my relationship with the universe? Where do I need to be less defensive? Where do I need to let things go and just walk away from them? The control issues maybe that I've been having in relationships or in my reality as a whole. Whatever it is this week, I think you are going through that turning point, and that's why I'm super excited for you, because you have to go through this process in order to create your divine counterpart. This is the path of happiness. This is the path of truth. And I think you're dead set on it. So I'm really excited to see where it goes next week. But for this week, I think that it is a lot of internal spiritual recognition and understanding about the process that you're in when it comes to love and your ideas about love. And you can be in a long-term relationship and still have this play out. You can be in a long-term relationship and start to question things like, why do I not feel that passion for my partner anymore? Why do I feel like it's a disappointment rather than a fulfillment? I know I love them. I know I love them dearly, but I can't seem to find the passion that I used to have, or there's something missing and I'm now starting to be attracted elsewhere. Or what if my partner's attracted elsewhere? Or whatever it is that comes up, it happens to all of us. It's part of the evolutionary nature of human beings. And the quicker we learn that and depersonalize it and stop putting it on our relationship and start recognizing that it's an internal process that's happening inside of us, the quicker we can take back our power and actually do it consciously rather than just waiting for the events outside of us to trigger it. The good news is once you deal with it, it's gone. So it is just a spiritual awakening. It is just a change of perception. And I think that you'll do really well at getting through that this week. So let's jump in and see what else comes up. What else, please, Spirit? Other messages for Libra, please, Spirit. War and peace and eternal embrace. So it's all about the polarization this week, guys. I think that the polarization comes through in war and peace. They are two opposite ends of a pole. And eternal embrace is also referring to the yin and the yang, the male and the female, the complete opposite of what it is that you're embodying. So that can play out energetically. It can be, usually we talk about these things as divine feminine and divine masculine. And now keep in mind, guys, I'm not talking about the physical body that you wear. I'm talking about the energy that you carry. So a female can come through as a masculine and a masculine can come through as a feminine. So this does apply to same-sex marriages. It does apply to same-sex relationships. It also applies to trans people. It applies to everybody, no matter what sexuality you are, no matter what gender you are. This is talking about the archetypical nature of the polarization of the light of the universe into polar opposites. And when we're working with yin yang energy and when we're working to embody and embrace these two different polarized energies, it's like, how do you balance a square and a circle? That's the question. Like, how do you, and the answer to that is you turn the circle inside out and you get a square. So when you really think about that, and at the moment, it's like the inner versus the outer, the inner self versus the outer self. What does the inside self have that's in balance with the outside self? If the inside self is not balanced with the outside self, then guess what? Relationship is going to be very hard for you because you'll be getting a dichotomy of energy that just does not go together. Your inner world will be screaming one thing, your outer world will be showing you a different thing, and then you'll feel lost in the mix. So just a reminder that the yin-yang polarization of the male and the female and the divine marriage between Mother God and Father God within us, the divine Kundalini awakening, all of that energy is based in polarization. And polarization is the separation of the unified consciousness into polar opposites. So when you understand those concepts and start looking at how they're applying to your life, I think you'll find that you're going to have a big breakthrough in relationship as a result of that. Because if you can find yourself on the pole, then you know exactly where the other person is. You know exactly what their next move will be because you'll feel it as an intuitive pull within yourself. So not only does it make navigating relationships a whole heap easier, it actually makes predicting them a hell of a lot easier too. So just something to think about this week, guys. I know that that's a pretty deep concept. Let me know if it resonates in the comments below. Let's move on to the next lot of cards. What else, please, Spirit, for our beautiful Libras for this week, please, Spirit? This one Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. And the winged wise ones, angelic help, miraculous aid. So you know how before I was saying that you are going to have some sort of spiritual awakening this week or some sort of realization process about this yin yang concept that I'm talking about? I definitely think that we have as above, so below. That's another polarization of our soul self where we send half of it up and half of it down. And I think that this week you are going through a transformation where your poles are changing, how you feel about the world is changing, and the universe is going to send you winged wise ones to help you through that transformation process. So if this doesn't make sense, just hear me with your heart, not your mind. I'm not talking about physical reality. I'm talking about spiritual reality, and I'm talking about the way in which we integrate divine knowledge into the physical form. And I think this week is going to be a big week of that for you. So let's get some final messages from the Starseeker Tarot. Sorry, Oracle. Breath of the cosmos, breathing in and breathing out. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. Let go of micromanagement this week, guys, because you are in the void space. And I feel like the void is that place between yin and yang. It's that 0 point energy where you're neither positive or negative. You're no longer polarized. You're unified. And I think that this week is one of those weeks where you've got to let go of your micromanagement to unify yourself with the bigger picture and to let the universe give you the answers that you need in order to figure out what is really going on with you in your love relationships and all relationships, really. Because I think relationship is the theme of the week. So I'd love to hear about what's happening for you guys. Please do mention in the comments below. Hope you have an amazing week this week, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.